Look to the north more often. Let it be your quest. Walk against the wind. It will give you red cheeks. Find the rugged path. It is not shorter, but it is the wildest. North is the place where the landscape speaks. Winter's flaming skies, summer's midnight sun madness. Go against the wind, climb the mountain, look to the north more often. This country is long, and most of it is in the north. In the beginning, there was an idea. An idea to create the longest marked trekking trail in Norway. To connect existing paths and cabins and make the mountains more accessible. To create a space for friluftsliv, where you can find your own way. 10 new cabins were built, new bridges and trails established. And in 1992, the idea transformed into reality. The Nordland trekking trail is a 650-kilometer long hiking trail in Arctic Norway. This trail crosses the Arctic Circle, passes through several national parks, and Laponia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The trail crosses the border between Norway and Sweden, where you walk through a Sami cultural landscape. It is not a walk in the park. You have to cross wild rivers. You will be away from civilization and cell phone coverage. There are few hikers, and you have to rely on yourself. There are 43 accommodations along this trail, of which 29 are cabins owned by the Norwegian Trekking Association, DNT. Simple cabins with wood stoves in some of the most spectacular places you can imagine. As a DNT member, you get a universal key for all cabins and a discount price. Remember to clean after yourself and to chop enough wood for the next visitor. The Narvik Mountains are located in the northernmost part of the Nordland trekking trail. The highest mountain in the area is Storsteinfjellet, reaching almost 1900 meters above sea level. You can reach the Nordland trekking trail by starting at Bjørnfjell, taking the train to Katterat, or by driving to Junkerdal. You can also take a few days hike to Abisko, a famous national park in Sweden. The trail in the Narvik Mountains is mostly between 600 and 1100 meters, and there might still be some snow in July. There are 8 DNT cabins along this part of the Nordland trekking trail, and the total distance is 95 kilometers. 6 days is the time you should plan for this part of the trail. There are no places to get supplies after you leave Bjørnfjell.
I really like hikes like this, because to do it you need to walk for several days, and that requires both bit planning, and it also allows you to kind of switch off from the normal mode, to let your phone off and to be there where you are, to really take care of every small decision you make, like what is the next step. So it kind of helps me to be in the place where I am, and I find it very satisfying to do hikes like this.
During Gyasi, the northern Sami word for summer, the land awakens with an intense vitality. It is a season of midnight sun, when nature does not sleep. Snow usually melts by June, but some snowfields remain until late July. Mountain rivers and lakes are full of fish. Many bird species thrive, and reindeer graze on rich pastures. In the middle of the Nordland trekking trail, you can find Junkerdal National Park. This part of the trail is easily accessible by train to Lundsdal, and the distance between cabins is 12 to 15 kilometers. You should set aside 4 days to hike this part of the Nordland trekking trail. Argalad cabin is a place you should visit. The old timber cabin from 1910 has a living room with 3 beds. It is one of the hidden gems of the trail.
We've been hiking for a couple of days, and every single day we've seen something a little bit different. So the surrounding been changing. So we went through to some woods, some rocks, some grass, and so on. So it was amazing. I didn't expect to see so many different things during that hike, and that was pretty awesome. Fun way to spend your free time and just catch this mental balance. That's what I'm taking it from being in nature and doing this kind of trips.
Gyasi, the northern Sami for late summer, marks the transition from warm midnight sun to nights when it gets dark and cold again. This is the transition to autumn, the time of harvest and colors. Reindeer are usually gathered at this time and are marked before heading to winter grazing lands. The area between the enormous Swedish lake Akkiara, the Laponia World Heritage Site, and the Norwegian fjord Hellemorbotten has been home to Lule Sami people for millennia. This is the only part of the Nordland trekking trail where you need to have your own tent. There is no cabin between Vaiseluokta and the Gamma Sami hut at Nuotakroga. This is an area of lush forest and meadows on the Swedish side, and steep mountains and deep canyons on the Norwegian side. Every 3rd year, young people from Drag school in Norway encounter on the journey what their ancestors did so many times before them. Sami elders share their traditions and knowledge with the younger generation. 14-year-olds are carrying all they need for 4 days of independent traveling in the wilderness.
When there's a lot of water in the rivers, maybe to cross rivers or cross lakes could be a problem. And it's quite a long trail, you could say, but not that many difficult parts really. I've been outside since I was a small kid. Tranquility and the calmness of the nature is very cleansing for the brain. You go outside and you can really relax.
Clean up after yourself, don't leave that much trash around. Respect the areas, because these are very historical and still used by Sami people. Nature is beautiful, and the detox from social media might be hard, but it's very calming. It's a very calming experience. It really puts your mind to use. It gives you a lot of peace and thought, which I really needed. And I'm thankful that I did endure this journey, because now I'm more happy. I've given myself a lot more to think about. I've cleared up some of my own problems.
Junkerdal, the northern Sami word for autumn, is the end of the short vegetation season in the Arctic mountains. The first snow will come already in September, and nature prepares for the long winter ahead. The days are getting shorter, and there might be autumn storms with strong winds. The area between Umbukta and Bolna is just south of the Arctic Circle. There are 4 beautiful Leenti cabins, and in the south, you have a great view towards Økstindan, the highest mountains in northern Norway. You are walking quite close to the Swedish border, and you will need 4 days for this part of the Nordland trekking trail.
I like going in nature and see everything, color, animals, new mountains, and it's also like a therapy. Get out of your environment at home, away from work, and just think about something else. And yeah, I like it very much. It's only you and the nature, like all days.
To me, it's freedom. I go into a bubble with good friends who likes the same as me, to go with backpack, to see that the body can borrow the backpack. I go from one cabin to another. When I go in the nature, I feel in a way I am a part of the nature, and when I come to the end, I saw that I could do it, and it gives me a lot of power, which I take with me in my work, my other life. Sometimes I think about, why do I do this on free? Why don't I sit on the sofa and watch TV? Because that's much warmer. But this is the way I like my free life. This is the place I can be myself.
Nordlandsruta is totally hidden. It's a pearl in the middle of nowhere. Everyone heard about Kungsleden, but no one have ever heard about Nordlandsruta. And if you really want to go longer than you thought, go higher than you thought, and experience really few people on a huge area of wilderness, take a Nordlandsruta.
You mountains stood here long before, and you will be here long after we are gone. The sunset today is the same as it was 1,000 years ago. The spirit of wind is whispering old wisdom around the mountain peaks, and the ancient silence hides all the answers for the one who seeks. People always looked to the mountains and up to the night sky, where the time and beauty is captured in a circle of perfection. Look for the untouched beauty where it lies, but remember, nothing is going to change eternity when the time dies.